Now I see, now I see that you were never good for me.
Yo, JD here to Limitless, and as you can see we're at Germany, and you're probably wondering why this isn't in the actual lobby, and I have to unfortunately say I pretty much made exactly the same mistake as I did in Spain. I didn't press record when I went into the lobby, so it was just running on the playback, and when I came into pits after my first run I realised I hadn't pressed record, so I pressed record again, and it cancelled basically the footage I did for my qualifying lap, so I really apologise for that. This is a lap that is actually a quicker lap than what I did in my qualifying. This is a 13.7 as well, but it's a faster 13.7, so hopefully that can make up for it. I did still manage to catch a lap at the end of the qualifying as well, which was actually up on my time as well, so I'll still be showing that, but yeah, it's exactly what happened in Spain as well. I just assumed I was recording and it didn't, so I can only apologise. It's not me trying to get out of a corner cut or something like that. It's generally I actually forgot to do it, and I'm pretty annoyed to be honest, because I was really happy for that. But moving on to the race itself, after Silverstone, felt really good after that race, and I kept on talking about momentum being a big thing in races, and I still stand by that. I think that's probably one of the biggest factors overall for a championship. And it's really important for me around here to get a good result, but this track on this game as well, I haven't really clicked with it, like at all, to be honest. I feel I've got the raw pace, but in terms of consistency, I feel I'm not very good around here, to be honest. My consistency is just not really up to scratch compared to other tracks, and as I said, I just don't click with it. I don't feel it's a track you can really attack. And plus there's a lot of Mario Kart that you can do, and it just doesn't really, it's not a track I really enjoy, to be honest. So this is my final run in qualifying. This is the recording I did manage to catch. So go through that first sector there, reasonably clean, keeping respectable in the limits there. And you'll see in this first sector I've already set it up for 13.7. I'm actually almost a half a tenth up, so that's yeah, I was actually up on this lap as well, but you'll be able to see towards the end of that why I didn't go quicker. But yeah, just going back to Germany though, it's just a track that I wasn't really looking forward to that much, to be honest. I just don't like driving it, and as I said, the consistency, I find it very hard, because turn 2 is probably one of my worst corners on the game. I really just don't have a reference to brake really on that corner. It's pretty much I'm just guessing most times, and the hairpin, it's so hard to overtake people because you have to go in first gear. But as you can see here, we're actually level with my time, but I ran out wide, so I decided to actually abandon this lap. I was actually level with my time, and my last sector was pretty poor on my good lap as well. But so yeah, we decided to abandon that, and Exeter has actually got pole position, so credit to him, well done to him. He's a very quick driver. He's recently just come back into the league. He used to be on a wheel, but now he's on a pad, and he's adjusted to it very quickly. But going back to what I was saying, going into this race, I did do a reasonable amount of practice, but I didn't really test how far the tyres could go. So the strategy was quite unknown for me, and that's mainly because I just didn't enjoy the track, so I don't really put as much effort into tracks I don't I really enjoy as much. But I was still hoping for a good race. Second place on the grid is still a great result. And as you can see, Exeter was on the prime tyre. So that was quite interesting. And we should get a much better launch than as we have done. We've managed to get a much better launch. This corner's so tight, so just trying not to hit him, to be honest. And as you can see, we've got a lot of arrows behind us at the moment, so we're going to go down the inside, and Jack's going down the inside as well, I believe. Well, that's not Jack, that's Martin, I believe. And yeah, we've managed to get into the lead, and X has gone back into third, starting the prime tyre, which is pretty bold. But now we're into the lead of the race, and now we've got Jack behind us, who I can tell you is very, very quick round here. He's very, very good around this track, especially as we're going to round, and we've just been blown up again. So it's another Austria, but luckily we don't actually get taken out this time properly. We actually still managed somehow to stay in the lead of the race, and now it's Martin Stevek who's in second, who is a new runner as well. He joined in Silverstone, and I believe it's Maisie CZ. I could be wrong in that, don't quote me on that, but whoever he is, he's bloody fast. So it's good at the moment. As you can see, we're just trying to get into the rhythm of this race, and I really struggle with consistency around here. I really struggle. So my reliance was on the guys behind battling, hopefully allowing me to get some clear air, and then hopefully I could just get into the rhythm of the race. But as you can see, not really getting into the rhythm of the race at the moment, because we've got Martin. He's right behind me, not giving me any room to breathe at the moment. So this is going to definitely be a tough race, not really knowing the strategy, not really putting as much practice in as I should have done really for this race, considering that the guys in here who are really quick, and just not really being a track guy. I really love driving, to be honest. As we move on to lap 3, we've still got Martin, who's right behind me, trying to stick within the limits of the track, which he did quite well there. Really trying to focus on that corner quite a bit, because you can gain a lot of time through that corner. So really just trying to keep it clean, but also trying to push the limit of it as well. As we've got Martin right behind us, and we're struggling at the moment. We're really not having that amazing pace. We've pulled away from the guys in third place, but Martin's all over me at the moment. So we're just going to allow him to go down the right-hand side. I thought this before the race as well. If someone wants to overtake me on the straight, they can go on the right, because it makes it a lot tighter. And as you can see here, we get a slingshot effect coming off here. So take a wider line, get in the throttle earlier and get the better traction. As you can see, we've retaken the lead. So that's my little strategy I was doing this race. If someone wanted to overtake me, I'll stick to the left as much as possible, because if you get overtaken on the left hand side and get ahead of the guy, it's pretty much impossible to overtake them again. So every time someone was going to try and overtake me, I'm just going to stick completely to the left hand side, and they can just do all the work on the inside, and I just get the switch back on them. But this lap, luckily Martin's not close enough, but we've got Jack closing in though in third place, so definitely watching out for him at the moment. But yeah, Martin is doing a very good job in that Lotus at the moment. As we go to lap 5 now, and he's just set the fastest lap as well, so it shows he's got the pace. And I can tell you that turn 2 is a nightmare for me. It's just, I really struggle to get the drive, and just the first sector, to be honest. The first sector overall is just a very bad sector for me. As you can see, Martin, we're just going to stick to the left hand side, so just using our brain in this one, as we have done for most of the season, and we're just going to get the cut back on him. Hopefully get a bit better traction, but it looks like he's got a better exit than he did before, so if we could just try and stay ahead of him. I think he's got to hold down the inside, so we've got to try and outbrake him just slightly, leaving room on the inside, but we should get the better traction for the inside for this next right-hander, and we've just kept it in the lead, so pretty crucial there. But luckily on this track, it seems to be the last sector is very strong for me. It's in practice as well, and then just in qualifying, it seems to be the sector that really works, and that's mainly down to traction. And these two right-handers are really good corners for me. But the first sector, just the first corner and the second corner, I just really struggle, to be honest. And you will see that in the race as well. You managed to take it quite nicely there, but this turn 2, the braking point is pretty much an unknown for me, and you'll see towards the end of this race, and quite a lot in this race, I just missed my braking point there, and just get a poor exit onto the straight. And if you get a poor exit onto the straight, then you're really going to have a tough race, to be honest. So we just got to try and capitalise on sector 2 and sector 3, which seem to be a lot better. So if we could just keep it ahead in sector 1, try and possibly break out the DRS, then that would be great for us. As you can see, they're battling from behind now, so that's what I was hoping for really. If they just start battling, And hopefully that could just give me the breathing space. As you can see, we're 9/10 ahead of Martin now, and Jack, who's right behind him, you can see in the minimap there, he's right behind him. So if they start battling, that should, in theory, get me out of the DRS zone, and it should give me a chance, really, to hopefully just get in the groove, because at the moment I just wasn't really feeling like I was in the groove of the race, to be honest. But skipping to lap 9 now, Jack has got past him, and you can see Jack is just catching us. We just don't really have the pace, to be honest. We have the pace now and again on one lap, but as you can see, our tyres are going off, and I hadn't actually practiced how long the tyres would go on for, so I was just in unknown territory at the moment. So, thinking I'm going to go into pits if I really struggle my tyres, but as always, I'm still going to try and stay out as long as possible, because that's the strategy I really do like. I just love having that advantage of the fresher tyres, not only for the time game, but also just mentally, just knowing that you have the advantage through the tyres. As you can see, Jack has gone in the pit, so we're definitely going to go in the pits this next lap, and it should be, well, if he goes on the prime tyre, he shouldn't really have that much of an undercut, so we pushed quite hard in this in lap, and we're just checking what tyres he's on, and it's confirmed he's on the prime tyre. So we should, well, we are going to go on the prime tyre as well. We're just going to copy him, because option tyres, it's a lot faster, but if he does have an undercut and we struggle to get past him and he's on option in the end, he's pretty much won the race. So we're going to go on the prime tyre, because I was thinking he's not really going to get too much of an undercut. As you can see, he has got an undercut, but he hasn't got too much of an undercut. So we got the lap fresher tyres, and about 2 laps fresher than Martin as well. So in theory, we should be able to close him down, but I wasn't really too confident in my pace, hence why I really did push it for the extra lap, even though my tyre did feel pretty dead, to be honest. But hopefully we just need to get past Martin as quick as possible, but he's got the DRS and Jack, so that should just draw us in. At this point in the race, I was feeling comfortable. I wasn't really panicking too much. As I always say, I always should try and look at the end of the race rather than just focusing on one lap at a time, or on what's going on the lap, thinking it's the last lap. Always just try and plan ahead, to be honest, as we're just going to take our time getting past Martin. So he's lost DRS to Jack, so that means we've done an easy move down the inside, and now we've got to just go after Jack now. So it's going to be very difficult, but as you can see, Martin is coming back at us. He's definitely not giving up, so fair play to him. We're just going to not go all the way to the outside, just to deter him from going down the inside. And as you can see, he's all over our mirrors, but luckily with that 2 lap fresher tyres, we managed to get the move done. And on to lap 16 now, we've slowly started to close in Jack. We really weren't closing that much, but it looks like his tyres are slowly starting to go off. I mean, we've been fairly consistent. As you can see, our lap time there is only a 10th off our previous lap, as Jack runs a bit wide there, but as you can see, the padlock and the nature of the track, it's pretty much impossible to really keep it on the track in those corners. But caught Jack now and got DRS, and you'll be able to see you think this track is really easy to get past people, but it's actually pretty difficult. But as Jack goes mega defensive on the inside, so we're just going around the outside of him. We put it into neutral and then put it in first gear again, but we should get the better traction. But it doesn't look like we're going to really be close enough to do a move. As Jack is he going to go defensive? Yes, he is. He's going to go defensive. We're thinking about going around the outside, but decided to, we almost, that could have been really bad, but we decided to really just be a bit cautious, because we've still got a long way to go in this race. And as I said, you just got to think of your head in these kinds of situations. You just don't want to throw a race away acting like it's the last lap. You want to I would go for that if it was the last lap, but we've still got plenty of the race to go, and we've got a decent gap behind us, so there's no point really going for that move as we go around the outside. So this is what I mean when you see here, I managed to just hold it around the outside, just get the better traction as well. And that's what I mean, really. You don't really want to be defensive on the inside, because it really leaves you vulnerable on the exit of that corner. So as I said, when people go down the inside of me there, I just stay on the left hand side and let them go to the right, because I'd get the undercut back. As you can see here, we managed to get into the lead, so that's worked out pretty nicely for us. But Jack, who's, as I said, he's very quick, and this is a very good track for him as well. He's going to get on our DRS, he's still within our DRS, so we're just going to stay on the left. As I said, we're not going to defend. There's no point really, because we've got a nice buffer behind, and we've got the fresher tyres, a long way to go. As we go try and attempt to do a switchback, it looks like he's got a really good exit though, so don't think it's really going to work out here. I'm not really going to go for a ridiculous move, so as you can see, we weren't going to try it around the outside. We actually have tried it around the outside, so I'll take that back. We're not going to be too cautious, but put up with the rich mix. We're just alongside him, but there we go. That's me being cautious now, so there's no point trying to hold it down the inside there and take us both out. We've still got 15 laps to go in the race, so there's no real need. But I was feeling a bit concerned because ideally I wanted to be ahead of him going into the pit stops, because being behind him and him being on I presume at this point I thought he'd be on the option tyre at the end, then he'd get a really big undercut me, so I really want to get past as quick as possible. But look at that there, he's very, very quick through turn 1, and it seems to be his speciality. This first sector, he seems to be very good. As you can see, we're just missing our braking points. That's what I mean by my first sector. I'm just not really comfortable, and he just gets a really, really good launch onto the straight, and the DRS it's quite powerful, but it's not as powerful as you'd think it would be. And as you can see, he's going to make a defensive, so just go around the outside, try and attempt to move, but we're just go do the cutback again, which I love to do. It should get better traction in him, but it looks like he's still got quite a good amount of life in his tyres actually. So it doesn't look like or it doesn't look like we're going to get into the lead here. As we just take the position, we're not going to really do anything too much, and you'll be able to see Chris. Look at the oversteer. In the dirty air around here is really, really difficult, and that's why I was finding it really difficult to stay with him through the first sector, because dirty air is just this is probably the worst track I've ever driven for dirty air. It's really, really bad. And look at that. We've got the fresher tyres and we're still oversteering. Look at that. Look how much time we're losing in the dirty air. It's so hard to follow someone and keep the gap. And look at that, the gap. He's almost over a second ahead now, you would say. And the dirty air is painful. And as you can see, he's so quick through turn 1 as we're trying to take it quite nicely. But going towards the end of the straight now, not really opportunity to overtake, but it looks like it's gone a bit deep, so we should be able to get the better traction. His tyres should be going off, but it looks like he's still got good traction. So at the moment I wasn't really panicking, but I was being definitely a bit concerned, so I'm just trying to scare him a bit there, just trying to let him know that I would go for a move like that. But he's got really good composure, and look at that there again in dirty air. We're in lean mix there as well. It was pretty bad on the traction, and as you can see again, we're just losing time in this dirty air, and luckily we've got a gap behind, so we're not threat from behind from anyone. But I was being a bit concerned because I didn't really want to catch him too much in the last stint as he goes into pits now, and you can see we're sliding around again, so we've got to do a really, really good in that. But as you can see, our tyres, we are dead. Our tyres are absolutely gone at the moment. So I was thinking, yes, this last stint, it looks like he's got a really good chance of winning this race, and it looks like he's gone on the prime tyre. I was so tempted to go on options, but I decided to play it safe, and mainly just thinking about the championship, to be honest. As much as I want to win a race, as a lot of people will tell you, people who know me personally, I'm a really, really bad loser. I hate losing races, which is the reason why I think I do well in most races, because I really want to win really badly. But I was quite concerned. But going back to the championship, I just thought it's better to come second than to take myself out or lose my tyres. But going back to the race now, we're right behind Brozak, who's on an alternative strategy. I think he's had quite a bad race at the moment, and this is quite a tense moment, because obviously he's my closest championship rival, so he really, really doesn't want to let me pass. And I was quite wary because I know he would take the risk, and it's all for me to lose, to be honest. He's got nothing to lose because he's behind the championship already, as we managed to just go around the outside of him. So we managed to just secure that, luckily, and now we'll go chase Jack down, who shouldn't be too far ahead. It looks like he's about 3 seconds ahead or so. So moving on to lap 24 now, we'll be able to see the gap, and it's about 2.8 seconds, so yeah, almost 3 seconds. And as I said before, I'm really, really bad at losing. I really do hate losing, and but you just got to think of your head and just think of the championship. And sometimes you've got to sacrifice taking that risk and just playing it safe. But at the moment, I'm going all out at the moment because I'm on a prime tyre, fresher tyre, and as you can see, we've been catching him quite quickly, to be honest. our pace. It's just I felt at this point I really got into the rhythm of the race and just really sorted out my sector 1 especially. That's why I was losing a lot of time. But I started to go down in 5th gear actually most times, and it seemed to work quite well for me. But it looks like his tyres are going off quite a bit at the moment, and we're definitely closing. And you'll be able to see in this last sector how much time I gain. Like, I just feel very, very comfortable in this last sector. So it seems to be he's a specialist in sector 1, and my last sector seems to be really good. And look at this, the traction. You can see visibly that we're definitely closing on him now. And going into this last sector now, so about half a second behind him, lose a little bit of time. Again, you can see that dirty air is horrific round here. But we've got 4 laps to go. So I was quite happy I managed to catch him with 4 laps to go, because if I caught him with the last lap and one opportunity, it's I pretty much thought to myself I'll be able to have a little bit of a practice of actually getting past him. If I could get past him this lap and just try and hold him off the last 3 laps, I'd rather do that, as we navigate the corner quite nicely. So that's what I mean. Just going down in 5th gear just seems to work quite nicely for me. But you'll be able to see off this corner, he just gets a really, really good run. And look at that, he just absolutely bombs off that corner. So I don't know if it's to do with the setup or just the way he's driving, to be honest, because obviously he's a really good driver, but it just doesn't seem to work for me in that corner too much. As you can see, we're getting closer and closer, and we go for a move down the inside here, but actually just decide to, well, not really decide to, he managed to just keep his composure and just letting him know we're there. That's a move in my head. I wasn't really trying to go for a move. I was just trying to distract him, to be honest, just try and let him know that on a last lap situation I'd be going for that kind of move. So just trying to make him a bit nervous, just playing mind games really, to be honest. As I said, I think a lot of things to do with being successful and winning races, and not just F1 but just anything you do really, it's more mentally than actually the physical, actually doing it. And I was just trying to get inside his head a little bit there, but unfortunately Jack is a very, very composed driver, and he's very, very annoying to race against. He's very, very difficult to get past, but luckily we've managed to just get this could be our moment of opportunity, as he seems to get a pretty bad exit, so I'm presuming he's going to go quite defensive. Let's see what we're going to do here. We're going to try around the outside. We're thinking about it, but no, we haven't got the grip. And look at that, the dirty air again. We're just see how much time we're going to lose through here. And look at that, look how much time we're losing through there. The dirty air is just turns your car into like you're driving on ice. It is really painful to be behind, and now I'm getting quite concerned. Normally I don't really lose my cool too much, but going into the last lap and not really having a in this last lap, not even getting past him with 4 laps to go when we're behind him, I was quite concerned. So we really got to get a good exit off this first sector. Would you imagine navigate? We absolutely just nailed that, but again he just seems to carry a lot more speed through turn 1, and this corner now we really got to nail this. So we managed to get it quite nicely that time. It's probably one of the best I've actually got in a race so far, and we're definitely closer. So we're going to try and get in this slipstream, and we've got to go for a move here. We've got to think about it, and at this point I wasn't going to go down the inside. I was going to go for my cutback, because I feel that's probably the best area to overtake. But I overtook him last time going around the outside here, so that's what I was thinking. So we're going to go around the outside. We've been squeezed a little bit. We go a bit tighter, but I hit the curb and managed to just go into him. So that wasn't me driving into him. The curb just kind of spat me out there. And at this point in the race, I thought it was all over. There was no way, but never give up. You never know what's going to happen. So we're going to still push all the way to the line. Looks like he's made a mistake. So we're going to go around to the left, and we've actually gone past him. So it looks like his tyres have finally given up, and we've actually gotten to the lead of the race. And at this point, my heart was absolutely pounding. You just got to keep it to the line now. My tyres just felt absolutely dead as well. So no wonder he lost his tyres. So we're just going to try and just keep it on track for the line. If we spun now, then I think I would just leave the league. But luckily, we've managed to just keep it on the track. We managed to take the win on the last lap for the second time this season. And I was so surprised what happened there, because I thought it was over off that hairpin, but it just shows you just got to push it all the way to the end. And luckily, I don't really think he cracked. I think the tyres really just gave up on him. But credit to Jack, absolutely amazing race. And hopefully you've enjoyed this commentary and video. Give it a like if you have. And see you next race, which I believe is Hungary. So that should be a good one. Hope you did enjoy this race, as I said. And see you next time. Cheers.